GetSportsFocus is brought to you by Summit Partners, leaders in growth equity investing, Ike's Love and Sandwiches, championship level sandwiches every single time, weightsandbars.com, build your home gym and shop locally from the Bay Area's best fitness equipment experts, and by South Bay Construction, a reputation built on trust.
Hey, I got a question. This is the question of the day. I'm going to start it off with Coach Andrew. Question of the day. I had coffee about an hour and a half ago. I normally fast in the morning, but for some reason I got hungry. So I ate half a PB&J, and now I'm drinking a protein shake. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I normally drink like water in the morning, like a full bottle of water, and then wait until I get a little hungry. But I don't know why I drank coffee this morning, so I got pumped watching those hits videos.
Oh, man.
Anyways, welcome to GetSportsFocus, everybody. This is predictions week number 2. We got a list of games that we decided, you know what? What the heck? Let's just predict the games. And we got Wilcox at Hollister, the GSF week 2 game of the week. Yes. San Jose versus Lincoln, the big bone game. St. Francis at Monterey Trail. That's going to be a 2-hour drive. Los Gatos at Liberty. That's a 2-hour drive on a Friday. Aptos versus Mitty at Foothill College, I believe. And then McClymonds are going to be going against the Bellarmine Bells at San Jose City College. Patterson from the Central Valley are traveling back to the Bay Area against Sequoia, and DLS at Serra on Saturday. Triple header, I think. Trying to confirm that, because if it is, I will be there for all 3 games. I might as well. If I'm coming all the way down, might as well make it worth it, right? So,
yeah, I mean, travel, right?
Quick recap of last week. I think we tied, or did you win?
Did we?
I didn't even
see.
check, to be honest with you.
Let me check. Let's look. Okay, so Wilcox. No, that wasn't it. Where's our list? So Hollister, I got
wrong.
Yeah. I mean, that was a. We'll go over it, but let's see who won. Let's see. I got Los Gatos. We both got. I got Reardon. I got Helix. Bellarmine. We both got Bellarmine. Wilcox, we both got wrong.
But we expect
Serra, we got right.
A low scoring game, yes.
Yeah. Serra, we both got. You got Pitt, and then I got Hollister. So I think we did. I think 1, 2, 3, 4.
You
5,
won
6, and you got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I won.
You won
5. I'm up 1. I'm up 1. Yeah. Way to make me proud, guys. And way to prove us wrong, Valley. Way to prove us wrong, Valley Christian.
It's all right.
Man.
Wilcox will step it up because I am picking Wilcox over Hollister. Hey, it worked out for Hollister, so there you go. It's a win-win situation. But I think Wilcox is going to bounce back. They lost by a point. And, I'm trying to access the game so I can watch a lot more of the highlights. But I know Hollister, they brought it against Oak Grove. And you weren't surprised about that. I was a little bit surprised because I really thought Oak Grove had a chance. But moving on.
Moving on. And, I gotta do it this way. The way that Hollister did it, that's what a game looks like when you're firing on like all 3 phases of the game.
Yeah.
Like they were not only like, getting the stops, and then they controlled the ground. Robert Holston, 3 tutties on the ground, on the ground in the first half. Like that's crazy. And then special
Let's
teams,
stop
like
them.
yeah, and then the special teams, they were just like, they were getting it. They weren't letting them punt, and you just get great field position from there. So, like I said, all 3 phases of the game, they can replicate it again, and they're a smash mouth team. That's Hollister. I'm going with Hollister, and I think Hollister will lay it down by
Well,
two,
I can't wait
touchdowns.
to I can't wait to interview the winner of that game because it is the GSF Week 2 Game of the Week. We might have 2 Game of the Weeks this week because there's some really good games, but we'll see. The Big Bone game.
That's early. That's early for the
Very
big
early.
bone
Well,
game.
they decided to not do the Thanksgiving thing anymore. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think both teams are struggling, but um this could be the year that San Jose High snaps that win streak by Lincoln over them. I think it's like 20 plus years. So what I'll do is this. I'm gonna pick San Jose High.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick San Jose High.
You know,
Hopefully that will motivate Lincoln to show up and prove me wrong. But I from what I've been hearing, San Jose's got some dudes out there playing ball. So we'll see. I know Manalo is gonna go for Lincoln, but he's at school right now, so he can't make any prediction.
see, for me, like I made this mistake last year, and they kind of, I remember that. We should show that recap of that conversation last year, because Manalo was very, very animated on it. And I made that mistake to pick against Lincoln last year. I'm not going to make that same mistake twice. I think Lincoln still is the better team. They, they messed up a little bit.
A better
It's
program.
early.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
They have
great program.
not better, not necessarily better, but they're established. So
Yeah. And they have a lot. I mean, their team was young last year. I know a lot of those guys are back. It's just, play discipline, understand and execute. They'll be fine. Just that coaching staff knows how to rally the guys together. So I think they'll turn it around now, and then they'll start getting onto like, that little bit of a streak. I mean, it's week 1, right?
week 1,
You're
yeah.
ma- you're making
They
mistakes.
got shut out by Lee, I believe, right? Is it Lee?
Um, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So, um, okay, I'm taking San Jose, guys. Go Dogs.
Mm.
My kids are gonna get bullied at school now.
Lincoln Lions all the way on this one.
If it was wrestling, I'd be rooting for Lincoln. No, no, no. No, I think this is gonna be a good game. It's always a good tradition, and it's gonna be at Lincoln, Friday night. So we might have to put a camera on Manalo's hands to cover that game. We'll see. But next one is St. Francis going all the way up to Monterey Trail. Here's what I have to say about St. Francis. They made some mistakes. That team, that Helix team, as good as they were, they were beatable. But St. Francis made some mistakes, like key mistakes. The future is bright though, because those guys are gonna ball out the rest of the year, and Aaron Knapp, they're gonna figure it out. They're gonna figure it out. They're young, but from last year's game against these guys, I think they lost by 3 touchdowns or something like that, or they gave up 3 touchdowns right away. So I'll go with St. Francis. I think they're gonna wake up. This will probably be a close game. But man, it's a 2-hour drive.
Yeah. I mean, I'm honestly like I'm gonna go I'm actually not going to go against the grain here. I'm going to go St. Francis on this one. And it burns me to say that because I'm a Mitty guy. It's weird. But I will say it this way, like, yeah, number one, ball security. That was a key play. That was a very key play. Like, ball security. The ball's in your hands. You do not let that thing go. It was really cool to see some of those plays with the Cahoons.
Oh,
Woo!
yeah.
Wow. And they just, what? Maybe it's just because they're brothers and they trust. There's that, that brotherly trust. But every highlight play that I saw on that, like, they're making tackles together.
Pretty much, yeah.
They just know. So, I honestly think Kingston's going to have a big game. I think he seems like a one mistake guy. Like, he makes a mistake and he won't make that same mistake again.
Yeah.
And then Aaron looked good. Aaron looked great. And you can just tell a little bit, like, it looks like they're still trying to figure out, like, their timing, it's there. Again,
there were some drops that would have been like humongous if it happened, if it was converted. So, but I do think they're gonna bounce back this week because that was a winnable game. Definitely a game that, I mean, I remember saying that they were gonna win 35-14 or something like that. Had they scored those 3 touchdowns, it would have been. Because
I
don't think Helix, they just got the momentum. They got athletes. Oh my God.
Yeah, and they capitalized. And then they capitalized. And honestly,
really good. That's what good teams do. They'll force you to make mistakes, and then they'll capitalize. So
and it also helped that one of their esteemed alumni, Alex Smith, was there. So they had a little bit more to play for.
That was pretty cool. I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but I just said hi. I met him a long time ago at San Jose State, and then I've seen him around here and there. But really, really, it was really cool to see him there. And he was standing next to Aaron Knapp. That was pretty cool. I got a good shot of him in the cover.
There you go.
Los Gatos at Liberty. If Los Gatos plays the way they did last week, they're just going to win. I don't know much about Liberty, so I don't know if we should be predicting games that we don't know much about the other team. But I think Los Gatos, if they played the way they did against SoCal, they'll still win against Liberty. I know Liberty's at home. It's gonna be a lot of people there. This is like Brentwood area. They have a really good tradition when it comes to Friday night football. There's a lot of people that goes there, but I really like what I saw with Los Gatos. They played really well. AJ is a really good QB. He'll probably take the majority of the offense. I think they found a quarterback.
Yeah, and
3.
he did great. I mean, he had that one that got away from him a little bit. That one.
No, that was the other quarterback.
Was that the other quarterback? Well,
that was the other quarterback.
Just as a whole, I mean, like, at the end of the day, right? Like, you have to, receivers, you got to get to your routes, know where you're going to be. It's a timing thing. Interceptions are timed. The one thing that, like, what was his name from SoCal, the big tight end guy, like, that's an athlete. Like, that's something that teams are going to see. Like, big body, like, you're gonna have to play against something like that. And he got free like a few times, and he's also a force on defense. But the way Los Gatos played, and they got the ball in their playmakers' hands, and they have, like we said, they have multiple guys. It's not just
they do.
Jalen Thomas, for sure. That dude needs.
You got Jalen, and then you got Garwood, and then if those guys are covered, you have the running back.
He's great.
I can advance the ball. So
he's great. Jalen needs an offer. Every college out there, Jalen needs an offer.
Come on, people. Come
on. Get him then. But, like, I think it doesn't matter who they get the ball to, like, on that Los Gatos team. Like, if they fire again, like the way that they played, there's this is theirs.
Yeah. And so next one, Aptos at Mitty. I gotta go with Mitty. They're gonna be home. Yes. Why are you so surprised, man? Come on.
Hey, you picked against my Monarchs all year
I
last
did.
season. And you know what?
Maybe they'll lose this time because I'm picking them.
No, 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 no,
No,
no.
I think they got the momentum. They believe. I think right now, I mean, Aptos. I'm looking forward to seeing the twins who played for our sevens team, Xavier and Dominic. But I think this will be a Mitty game.
Yeah, it's going to be a physical game, and if anything, that like Mitty has proven, especially this last season, they will fight. Like
Yeah.
they will play physical along with anybody else that they're going to play. And Aptos runs a very traditional system,
Yeah.
and the thing is, Mitty is familiar with that traditional system. It's what we used to run over there, so they have an idea. The people on that staff, they understand and they know what this offense is about.
Yep.
So yeah, Mitty all the way on this one. I know what Aptos is capable of. It's going to be who's going to be more physical in this game. But I think Mitty's going to rise to that occasion. They're going to put them down.
Let's
That's all
go.
I gotta say.
Let's go, Monarchs. This is gonna be an interesting one. McClymonds, Bellarmine. Last year they went into OT, like I think it's double OT or triple OT. McClymonds won. But this year it's gonna be at San Jose City College. Bellarmine. You don't need to know who's at Mac. You don't need to know who's playing, because they will always have guys there. And so, but man, I think this is going to be another overtime kind of a game. It's going to come down to the wire. Great test for both teams. I mean, this is a really good opportunity to challenge each other. But I think the Bellarmine Bells are gonna get this one. They're gonna go 2-0. They're gonna go 2-0. So I'm expecting a little bit more this time. I know there was a 60-yard field goal to start the game, or to start it off. Connor Tripp. That was a huge. He was up for special teams player of the week. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bells, man. Let's go.
Yeah,
Pop.
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bells. Like we said last week. Like regardless of whatever the score was, they needed to win that game. They needed that W. And they have a, what is it, that little clip that they got put together, that video. It just shows that, like, this team's got a lot of swag. Like, and it's hard. Yeah,
Great editing.
Great editing, but like the players, you can see it from the players. They got a lot of swag coming into this season, and they look the part. They're playing the part. Mac's gonna give him a run, anyways. I mean, Mac's always got like athletes. Mac always has good players. So it's just tighten up, fix the mistakes that you guys had, and then honestly, like just let your guys go loose. Just let them get loose. I love watching Parker's spin cycle. That was beautiful.
Well, there's going to be both teams have athletes all over the place, so I think it's going to come down to the last couple of minutes of the game. For this,
I don't think OT.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think OT. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be close, though. It's going to be a very, very close game for sure. It's going to be a close game.
But if I have to pick, I'll pick Bellarmine.
Yeah,
I'll pick Bellarmine this time. I'm pretty sure I picked McClymonds last year, and that ended up being the case.
Staying
So
true with my WCAL.
Patterson is gonna travel all the way to Redwood City to take on Sequoia, who just got back from Hawaii. 34-0. They beat the Hawaiian team. And yeah, I don't know how much test they got out of that game, but it was definitely a field trip. I haven't talked to anybody from Sequoia yet, but this is interesting because when we did the 7-on-7 tournaments, Patterson, as a team, came out. They called themselves the Crimson Tide something, but
Yeah.
they played at our tournament at Sequoia to get to know the field. And they also went to our tournament that was at Menlo Atherton High School to get to know the field, because Patterson, if you look at their schedule, they play Sequoia this weekend, and then they play MA the following weekend. So I got to see their playmakers. We got to see their playmakers, and they're pretty good. They like to score quick. So they're 2-0. So they have one game up. Like they have a lot. They're a lot more battle tested. So I think Patterson is going to come out and dominate the first half of this game, and then Sequoia will probably hold them off and make a run later in the game. But the way I'm seeing the games right now with Patterson, I think they're that kind of a team. Well, they'll get ahead, and then they'll just hold on to win. So I will take Patterson. Sorry, Luke. Prove me wrong, Luke.
No, I mean, if this is the same Crimson team that, I think I played against them.
Yeah,
I think I did play against them, and that was. I remember watching our guys, like we got a little gassed. Even for me, like I had to call plays like really quickly and adjust really fast, because they like to run they look like they like to run that fast-paced offense. And that's deadly, especially if if everyone from that sevens team that we played during sevens season, like if this is the same players on that team, it's gonna be, you got to be able to kill speed. They're quick. They run good routes too.
Yeah.
Their timing is just really good. So, kudos to that coaching staff up there. I'm gonna go Patterson just because based off of what I've seen.
Really? Okay.
Based off what I've seen, I've only got to see like a couple of the Sequoia guys that did play sevens, and I only got to watch like a small sample of Sequoia. But I got to see a little bit more of Patterson. So I'm gonna go with what I know. I will pick Patterson. Sequoia, you can prove me wrong. Like I'm familiar with the type of football that's played on the peninsula. So, but you got to be able to keep up with that speed. And, if you have a team that knows how to run it well, for example, like an Oregon team who knows how to run that well, they're pretty dominant. So stop that, then prove me wrong.
Yep. And finally, the biggie. This could have been the game of the week right here. Serra hosting De La Salle. I'm gonna go with Serra, 7-0. 7-0.
So you think low score and a grudge match?
Yeah, this is gonna be a heavyweight match right here. There's gonna be a lot of body blows. I can't wait to shoot this game because this is a quality matchup right here, and I think from what I saw this past weekend when the Serra Padres played Folsom, they struggled offensively. But defensively, they're gonna need some EMTs for the rest of the season because they hurt people. It's entertaining, but it's scary. I mean, if you're a parent playing Serra, yeah, I would be nervous because of the way they play. They play really physical, man. Oh my God. I mean, did you see the video that just uploaded these guys are scary.
No, I saw that hit JoJo Bay, man. That was clean. That was a
Jojo Bay, Danny Niu, Keon Loud, everybody. Timo, Colin Taito is probably one of the best defensive linemen or D end in the state, or at least in NorCal. And yeah, what do you do if you're the offense? You're gonna run right, you're gonna run left. You can't go up the middle because you got Jabari and Neo there. And then if you do go past that, I mean, you got Bay waiting for you. Hello. So yeah, no, I'm going Serra Padres 7-0. I think De La Salle, I mean, I don't know, 7-0, 14-7. Gonna be a close game. Yeah, it's gonna be a close game. You know who I wish was still around? Suasue. He's doing well in Utah, from what I've been seeing. But you know, there's a lot of future college players on the field when these guys meet. You're gonna see a lot of them. If you can make that game, coach, I think it'll be entertaining.
I'll try. But I don't think it's gonna be that close. You know, I still think I'm gonna still give edge over to Serra on that, but like, you know, De La Salle played a really good team this
They
past
did,
week.
yeah.
So, like that just, I think it's to kind of like get them ready for like, what it is that they're gonna have to like eventually like play against like in a team like Serra. You know, I like their running backs coach over at De La Salle, probably one of my favorite players of all time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I mean, but
They'll be
De La Salle,
ready.
like, yeah, De La Salle, like, they have like it's such tradition over there to have like a very good ground pound and to play against like a defense of like this caliber too. Like it's gonna be crazy. And De La Salle's defense is also really good too. Like Orange Lutheran, just had a better game plan. Like they know what to expect when you play against the Spartans. But this game has so much around it. Like, I mean, look at last year's game. It went all the way down to the end. I don't see it being any different. Like this is going to go down to the end. I feel like it's going to end up being the same thing. I think it's going to be one on a field goal. That's what
Ooh.
I feel. I think it's going to be one on a field goal. Sarah's got something to prove that they're the total package, and De La Salle is
They're
trying to
the total
reestablish.
package.
Yeah, and De La Salle's trying to reestablish dominance in Northern California. I think De La Salle's a better matchup than Folsom, for sure. That's what I feel. So I think it's going to come down to a field goal at the end. Whoever has the ball last.
Like last year.
Exactly like last year.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be 0-0 most of the game, and then boom, someone's gonna adjust after halftime and score once or twice, and that would be it. Joe Bay. Hey, this team is really entertaining to watch. Even when they're not playing well, they're entertaining to watch. So after what happened to Folsom, or against Folsom, where they struggled offensively, and it was like they started up here and then they kept going down, 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 while Folsom is just steady, on the upswing during the game. This is during the game. And so I think a lot of that's going to get corrected this week. And it's going to be a close game, but I'll give it to Sarah. That's week 2 predictions, people. What else do we need to talk about, Coach?
Here's one. I'm gonna change the script. I'm gonna change the script a little bit on it.
What you got?
Okay. So word around the street is that week 1 was the cramp week. Everywhere. People were cramping at all their games.
That's what happened.
Players. Yes, hydrate. Don't just hydrate the day of. Hydrate like days before And it's not just water. Like,
Mhm.
drink Gatorade, match it with your water, have some kind of like, and there's so many different things you guys can drink. Like, there's liquid IV, you can drink Pedialyte Sport. That prime drink, as like salty as it tastes, that actually might save you if you guys want to do that. But like, drink something that has electrolytes and start like a couple days before your game. The weather up here in Northern California is really odd for us at this time of year. We know what to expect on it, and just take care of that. Like, really take care of that. Like, you guys should not, like, big time players should not be going down over something like a cramp.
Yeah.
You know, take care of that. Like, that you can put your team in jeopardy just because like you didn't want to take care of yourself. Lock in, hydrate, get the salt in you, take care of that. I don't want to have to hear about like multiple games and multiple players cramping because of this. Like, this is it's kind of ridiculous. And if your school,
Usually
like, if
the
you guys,
first game of the season, right?
it's usually like the first couple of weeks, like, I see that happening. And if you guys like have the chance to like, have like one jug of water and one jug of Gatorade on your sideline, hey, do it. Just do it. It's fine. It'll help you and you'll avoid all of this. Let the trainers have a break. There's only one of them on each sideline.
There you go. Tip of the week brought to you by Coach Andrew and XDO Strength and Conditioning. What was the other thing that I was going to bring up before we go? Now I forgot.
A lot of good plays of the week for sure.
Yeah. So we started our GSF weekly awards, and we got 4 more to upload. We're waiting for confirmation from coaches. But if you guys have any nominations, just DM it or fill out the form that's on the website so we know who's who. But congratulations to San Ramon Valley coach Aaron Becker. He is the GSF Weekly Coach of the Week. The others on the list, just go to our Instagram and you'll see them. I'm forgetting something. I can't remember. Oh, so now that we saw week 1,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really tough to obtain information from the coaches because they're doing so many things, but we try our best, and I know they're doing their best to get back to us. But remember our prediction and our watch list from last week? What do you think? Are you sticking?
Yeah.
You're sticking. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with it.
I am going to change. I know I said I'm going to stick with mine, but after seeing week 1, yeah, I think my top 3 is going to change.
You're going to have an outright, no more three-way tie?
No, I think there's going to be a tie.
Maybe just 2?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, let me see if I can guess. I'm gonna guess. You're gonna say Serra and St. Francis.
No.
Damn. Sarah's in there.
Sarah's definitely in there. After seeing what I mean, this was Folsom. And then they're going to play De La Salle. And then they're going to play Central Catholic. Central Catholic's very good as well. They they lost to St. Mary's. But
St. Mary's is a good team too.
Yeah. So it's just the schedule. The schedule will prepare Serra for to dominate the rest of the league. So I think they're going to win.
If you're going based off that, like, then who else in this league, in the WCAL, has a strong enough schedule that essentially could mirror the strength that they're playing?
Nobody.
I don't see it. So that's why I'm going to stick with Serra being the outright winner of WCAL.
Yeah.
I will. I will stand by that.
I think
I would say
Bellarmine
like
and
it's
Reardon will challenge Serra. I don't think they can beat Serra though, but they will give them a challenge. So yeah, I'm gonna drop the other two. It'll be Serra number one, and then the rest of the league is just gonna be whoever wants to be number two. That's it.
hmm.
It's up for
I'm
grabs.
curious now. I'm curious now to see like, in terms of like strength of schedule, like
I
who
I
can actually match it.
I really think that matters a lot because the only thing that can beat Sarah is Sarah. But Reardon dominated Sacred Heart Prep, but then who's at Sacred Heart Prep right now? I mean, are they as good as last year's or better? Um, Bellarmine, I think they're gonna go up. They're gonna ramp up. Reardon's gonna ramp up. Valley's gonna ramp up. Jordan Vargas, by the way, shout out to that dude. He intercepted a ball late in the game with like seconds left to end it. So I think that's gonna be he's gonna that Val team's gonna battle St. Francis. They're gonna figure things out. They will figure things out. This
So
is a
with you
dangerous
saying
St.
that,
Francis team.
right? Like we were talking about it and I just quickly pulled it up. If we're gonna go based on schedule,
Mm-hmm.
like who's gonna be better equipped to challenge, not beat, challenge Sarah, you have St. Francis who has the stronger schedule. Like after Monterey Trail, they're playing De La Salle.
Yep.
And then right after that, like I would for sure say like probably Bellarmine's got. I would say it's a toss up between Bellarmine and Reardon. Bellarmine's playing Mac, and then they play Monte Vista from Danville. Monte Vista is always a good team.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Reardon who's playing Moreau.
They got Moreau
Moreau's
Catholic, and then who's their third game?
Saint Bonaventura, SoCal team.
Home? Or are they traveling?
I think they're traveling.
That will be an important game for them to see where they're at. Because, SoCal teams are usually better than our teams up here. But yeah, yeah.
Oh no, that's home. It's home.
Oh, it
Saint
is.
Bonaventure. Yeah. Yeah, and Saint Bonaventure plays they play in a good league too. So that's going to be a good test. So that's why I said, toss it between Bellarmine and Reardon for like the next strongest schedule after St. Francis.
Yeah,
Because Sarah's schedule is strong.
yeah.
They're playing it to make sure that they can take it all the way this year.
They had second teamers and third teamers in there against Folsom. And that's when Folsom started to drive. I mean, you got to watch the whole game in order to understand like why the score was 21-14. But like I said, Sarah struggled offensively, but it's the first game of the season, and things happen. A win is a win. Great job, Padres. De La Salle is going to be the real test, and I could see Sarah going 3-0 heading into WCAL. I could see St. Francis maybe going 0-3 or 1-2. Going into they got to win this Friday. This is a game that they got to win because I don't know if they can beat De La Salle. We'll see De La Salle. Bellman's got to win against Mac. Reardon will beat Moreau. There's an extra prediction right there. I think they're just
Yeah.
really talented. So Valley, I don't know who they're playing next, but I think it's Salinas. They're going to Salinas. So that
They're
would be a
playing
good test.
Yeah, they have two PCAL games back to back. So they're playing Salinas and then they play Hollister right after.
Yeah. So those two games are going to be
Will be
nice.
crucial.
Yeah, very.
And that's a very different, like, again, different style of play. Like it's very like similar to how they play. Very physical, run heavy, two
Yeah.
teams that are very run heavy. So, I think this is just gonna battle test Valley Christian a lot more. But, like with dynamic like Serra, like I still don't see them like even trying to. I don't see them getting into the mix as much as like, we want them to. I don't see them getting into the mix that much.
Yep. Well, that is it, people. Some extra analysis for you. If you notice, we don't mention a lot of names when we're doing predictions, and that is for a reason. We don't want to make anybody feel bad.
And you guys are to play like a team. Play as a team.
Play as a team. Anyways, so next time I'll talk to you will be maybe towards the end of the week. We'll think of something to talk about, and then we'll see what happens this Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You gonna be a Hollister?
I'm gonna try to make it over to Hollister. I got Friday night for me here.
Nice. Sweet. All right, Coach. Thanks for making the time. We'll get this up right away so that teams can play our voices during practices.
Please do.
All right, people. We'll talk to you soon. See you next time.